everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Newton's Panthers going up against Lunt's Colts. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this week's 6 matchup.
Thank you, Larry. We welcome you to the heart of the Hoosier State in the Circle City of Indianapolis, Indiana, and Lucas Oil Stadium. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Indianapolis Colts. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. On first down, it's Newton. And to the tight end, Olsen, right side. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. A good, safe pass there right off the bat.
That's almost a rhythm play. That's what we like to call it. Get them into rhythm early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
Here's Thomas Rawls with his first carry. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. All week in practice, they stress grounding, pounding the football, and they really executed it well there to get the first down.
That usually means getting back to being physical in practice, because when you emphasize pounding the football, it doesn't really come together unless you practice it the same way you're going to play it in the game. So that means more bodies, more pads, and a whole lot of popping last week, and they got it done in the game.
Back to the ground on first. Again, it's Rawls. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. When we look at this unit like we are now, Greg Olsen has become such a reliable target in this league.
Loves to be considered the #1 option in the passing game in the offense he plays, and he lives up to it. Knows the defense is set for him, knows how to beat them.
On second down, here's Newton. Looking downfield, and that's caught right side. He's got his man. 23 yards on the play. We often, with Cam Newton, talk a lot about his legs. Don't forget about that arm.
He can throw it on a rope. He can loft it. He's got the touch that's been developed throughout his career. But the big part about just watching him throw it, it seems almost effortless.
And now a first down following that long gain. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. First down, this is Rawls. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down is Newton. And his pass incomplete. He was looking for Thomas Rawls there. And it's 3rd down. And now a peek at the starters on the defensive side. Five yards to gain here on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Newton. He finds Coleman. Charles, I know it's hard when live bullets are flying, but you cannot keep your hand up around the face mask area.
It is absolutely inexcusable nowadays. We talk about target areas all the time. You have to aim lower so that your hand doesn't get involved in the face mask.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Can't find anyone open. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the number 1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a 1st down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
And he fires one that's intercepted. There he goes, right side. Picked off by Antoine Blake. 30. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that. First drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly. Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They stay on the ground. Rolls again. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackle was there right away for a loss of yardage.
3rd and 4. They come up in an offset eye. They come out here in the eye. Here's Newton. Backing up. Drops it underneath for Rawls. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. This will be fielded at the 17. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They'll come out in the pistol. First carry now for Tyler Urban. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. There's some flash on this offense and certainly some flash with Dorsett.
A flyer out of the University of Miami. Speed is his game, but he's added excellent moves and good hands.
2nd down following the run. On 2nd down, here's Love. He finds his target, Terrence Williams. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
On 1st down, Irvin. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. To throw on 2nd down is Love. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Josh Huff, the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it up. They start on the ground with Rawls. No gain on the... play there, 2nd down. They come up in an offset eye. On 2nd down, Rawls. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves them with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Here's Newton. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Colton Schmidt now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. Oh, good hurdle. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. They go with Urban to start the drive. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Shift together here from the D-line. In motion goes Huff. They'll send a receiver in motion left. To throw is Love. And Philip Dorsett holds it in. 15 yards there for number 15. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On the handoff, this is Urban. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. And he's got his man on the out route. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field. A 2nd down carry for Urban. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line. We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
3rd and 2, Luck. And he's got Moncrief. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They toss to Irvin. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guy's in the cornerback position.
In motion goes Huff. Right back to Irvin. And out of bounds, just shy of the end zone at the 1. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the first. And that was a defensive setup they prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for when they get to the line of scrimmage.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Andrew Luck, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead.
Instead of having to play follow the leader there, the leader led.
And oh, it's blocked. The Panthers get it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
Well, times have definitely changed on the PAT, on the extra point, haven't they? A lot more effort goes into this play from both sides.
Yeah, because let's face it, a lot of time on extra points, the effort is not what it is when you're trying to block a field goal.
No doubt about it. And before, when the ball was snapped on the 2-yard line, it was really a virtual chip shot. Now everyone believes they can get to it and knock it away, and we know how crucial every point is. So the defensive guys, they spent a lot more time trying to get that done, which means there's more pressure on the offensive guys trying to kick it.
Newton on first down. Drops it underneath for Rawls. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 7 yards on the play, and it's a 2nd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Newton on 3rd down. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
And another timeout taken by the Colts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Here's Colton Schmidt now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They start out with a run from Irvin. And he is going to lose yardage here. So we hit halftime here in Indianapolis with the Colts on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports halftime report. Larry, and how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. And this is going to be taken in by the Colts. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee you he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
They go play action here on first down. And down he goes. A sack. They sack him back across midfield at about the 48-yard line.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
On second down, here's Locke. Over the middle, Dorsett. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
As far as I'm concerned, Andrew Luck can do it all. I mean, he's an underrated runner, toughness in the pocket, strong and stout. But let's face it, the money, that comes from his arm.
And smart, valedictorian of his high school class in Houston. Then he goes to Stanford. He's got it all. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. Play clock winding down. Here's Urban. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And the offense still has a couple plays to go to pick up the first on 2nd down and 3. To throw on 2nd down is Locke. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. That one goes for 16 yards and sets him up 1st and goal.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar.
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. That's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. From the 4-yard line, it's 1st and goal now. Urban on the carry. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. This is Irvin. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Here's Luck now on second down. Dumps it off for Irvin. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 and the 6.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Now Luck on 3rd and goal. That's complete right around the 8. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 26 yards on the pickup there. And that leads to a Carolina first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Going to Rawls on the dump off. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll come out in the pistol. On first down, it's Newton. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
First and goal at the 3-yard line now. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And yet again, this run game just can... And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys are going to have the football back as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. to Irvin. And he stopped immediately there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now Luck, and he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
They'll run with Irvin. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Here's Luck. And he rifles one incomplete. Wonder what's in the offensive playbook on 3rd and 13. We're about to find out. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. 3rd and long, it's Luck. And he's got Moncrief. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark, because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Fresh set of downs here. Time running out here on the play clock. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Again, they run. Again, it's Irvin. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
Talk about controlling the football and controlling a drive. And with runs like that, they'll continue to do exactly that.
Here's Pat McAfee now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Second down now after the incompletion. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. 2nd and 10. Newton again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
And on 3rd down, the Colts have added an extra defensive back.
Flooding the passing lanes.
Newton. And that's incomplete.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
Here's Newton. Well, the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
There's so many things that go into playing the position of linebacker. Some of them are actually subtle. Doing the drill work that you do all the time in practice and carrying it over to the game. Get rid of blockers and get to the ball carrier and knock him down for a loss.
They'll try Irvin again. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12.
When you get that close to the goal line, you can't give up yardage that easily. You might have just given up a great opportunity to score 6 points.
In motion right, Dorsett. And the play clock's running down from the pistol. It's Irvin. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 yards there, but still in a big hole. 3rd and long.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. They come out here in the eye. On 3rd and goal, Irvin. And he'll push his way up. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. And the 10-year bet knocks it through the goalpost, and that will make this now a 19-point advantage. And you figure with that, this game's pretty well out of reach.
It would take a heck of a comeback at this point. Being 3 scores down, I think that's too much to ask with time winding down here in the fourth.
On the return, it's Niall Davis. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams...
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a third time. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They take over with great field position. They've got the big lead. Most would say they should kneel it, but the key word there is should. You never know here.
You never know. That's the exact play that should happen. But some people like stats. You know, some people like to put more things up on the board, but kneel down is usually the right play here.
We'll see what they do in this situation. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
Double tight, double tight. Everyone's got 4 down.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey, we got 4 down, 4 down.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it.
4 down, 4 down. Alert. Check out.
The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for the Colts, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against Jacksonville. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indianapolis.